Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today, I thought we would have a look at what is going on politically in Canada. For anybody who doesn't know or isn't following Canadian politics, I don't know that our American friends or international friends will be too interested in this, but certainly our Canadian friends who are politically interested and engaged will find this interesting. But the question is, are we going to get a 2024 election? Is Santa bringing us a new government for Christmas? That is the big question today. I know that the opposition parties are trying hard to get the government shut down so that we can have an election. We keep getting non-confidence votes, but none of them are getting us a canceled government. And so, yeah, it's just there's a lot up in the air right now in Canada where, as Canadians, we just don't know what's next. And it's just getting worse and worse, to be honest. So I thought, well, maybe we can spread some hope and cheer before the holidays and maybe see if the cards think we're going to get an election. I know Pierre Poilievre is working hard. We have the Bloc Québécois is also working hard. I do follow a couple political commentators, Canadian guys, and it's become a little bit of an obsession every day, waiting to hear if we're going to get an election. So let's go. What do we have here? The Nine of Cups. And I'm also going to be looking up the timings for cards. Anybody who's followed me will know that I'd like to look up the timings of things. March 1st to 10th. Yeah. That's when an election might get called. It could be. And of course, this card is about wishes being fulfilled. It's about achievement, prosperity, and growth. And so, yeah, it could be that this could go either way, that we're going to get our wish and get an election this year, or it could be, if we look at just the timing of the card, it could be March. So we'll just leave that one wide open and let that be that. This is a card of overflowing abundance. It is a card of fulfillment, and it's a card of having everything that you need, everything that you've achieved. It's also an emotional card. Canadians are very emotional right now. People, people ask, are we okay? No, we're not. We are not okay right now. And even people who are supporters of our current federal government are not okay. And you can see that. You can see they're starting to lose it a little bit. So definitely keep us in your thoughts and prayers, because we're working hard here. And then we have the Emperor. I know our Prime Minister believes he is the King of Canada. And so that's definitely, he's a tough one to get off the throne, that's for sure. And he won't step down. His entire party, I think, has basically said, if you don't step down, we're done. Like, I think that if he stays as leader of the party and we do have an election, that party will not actually exist anymore. They won't have party status because they'll have so few seats in the House that they actually can't even form a party. And that's what all the guys who do the odds and all the data and statistic, thank goodness they do, because I couldn't do it. I just look at the numbers and feel hopeful, as they're basically saying that, like, our current prime minister, if he runs again, will lose in such an incredible landslide, and that, yeah, they could just decimate the party. So definitely, this one takes us to March 21st to April 20th. Yeah, it's so far not looking like we're getting an election for Christmas, but in the spring. And the reason this matters is that they changed, I'm going to say, the law. I don't know what it's actually called, but they changed the date that MPs would qualify for their pensions to January. So they have to make it to January or they don't get their pension, and, $2 million from the taxpayer or whatever it is. And So this is why a lot of people want an election now to basically stop that from happening. People who have destroyed our country getting their pensions for the privilege. So yeah, but this card is connected to March 21st to April 20th. So that's Aries season, spicy, spicy. And it's, Aries is the war sign. We're ruled by Mars. I'm an Aries, so I know it well. And we're ruled by Mars, and which Mars is a destruction planet. It's Aries likes to go to war. We wake up every day ready for a fight. Not necessarily looking for a fight, but ready for one. Absolutely. I'm not that person who gets out of bed and stumbles around for a couple hours till everything. No, I shoot out of bed like it was a cannon, and get on with it, ready to take on whatever comes at me. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Let's see what the date is here. January 10th to 19th. Yeah. Shedding of the old. Shedding of the old. Letting go. There's a giving up energy here. And my concern is that when January comes and all these MPs get their pensions, that there will be a giving up energy, like sort of everything that conservatives are fighting for right now, which is to get our current government out of the House, and prevent these MPs from getting their pensions. I feel like if they do get to that point, there's going to be a little bit of a giving up energy from people, which is really sad, actually. Really, really sad. And we will be giving a lot as Canadian citizens. We'll be giving a lot to these people. This card is about giving and generosity and things like that. And we would be giving a lot to them, and not because we want to. Absolutely not. Okay, this isn't looking very positive for us. The Empress in reverse. And I'll just say, like, I don't, when I read for clients and we do one-on-one sessions, I don't read reversals because we know what the energy of the reading is. In cases like this, I do read reversals just to see what comes up. And this is our Empress in reverse is like a lack of abundance, a lack of supply. And it's about insecurity, infertility, and infertility not necessarily being about physical pregnancies, but fertile land, fertile ideas, fertile minds, things like that. That's what we're dealing with here. There's no dates attached to this, so now or before we're ready. And this card is often found partway through a project, usually about halfway through a project, that you're starting to see things coming together. And if we look at this attempt to get our government shut down so we can have an election, this may indicate that we're halfway there, even if we don't realize it. But there's definitely a smothering energy to this, there's like a lack energy, like an emptiness. Well, we know our prime minister is an empty vessel, but allegedly for entertainment purposes, we are just reading pretty cards and telling stories. Yeah, there's definitely, it's just, you know what, it feels so heavy and sad, really, is how it feels. Our Queen of Wands, she's popped up a lot recently on a lot of topics. And reversed is, self-righteous, unfriendly, manipulative, a bully. Who's the biggest bully in our country? So, yeah, I think this guy's going to hang on a little longer than we would like him to. The cards are not looking like we're going to get an election. Cards I would have been looking for is like the Tower and the Six of Swords. I would be looking for some high cups, things like that in the upright to be like, yay, happy times are coming. And finally, we have the Fool in reverse. This is apathy, which I think is connected to what would be happening in the new year if those MPs cross that date line of getting their pensions. I think we're just going to all kind of feel like we're giving up a little bit. There's a recklessness energy to this. There is a carelessness. I mean, our current government has been exceptionally careless with the people and doesn't even see the people as the people. Like, I don't feel like our prime minister sees me as a human being that he's been elected to care for. That's for sure. They don't. Unfortunately, many governments don't see the people that they are meant to serve. That's their one and only purpose as an elected official at every level of government, is to serve the people. And we're not seeing a lot of that. And there's definitely an arrogance about it, a negligence, a carelessness. And of course, distraction. He's definitely being distracted by all kinds of other things. Fancy trips on his private jet that he flies around the world while he tells us that we shouldn't be driving because it makes pollution. Whew, yeah. I swore I was going to go into this reading neutral, but here I am. And what else have we got here? The Five of Wands. Our bully energy, definitely. Five of Wands. There's agreements being made because we know that the government is actually on pause right now, because there is a criminal investigation into the federal party for I'm just going to call it alleged theft of $400 million that they stole from the taxpayers and gave to themselves. And there were people in charge of this green slush fund that I may do a reading on that as well. But this green slush fund, and it has come out that those MPs and other people who were in charge of running this green slush fund, which was meant to be for sustainability and environmental stuff, they've actually pumped that money into their own companies, which is a massive, massive, massive conflict of interest. And I'm given that the RCMP, which is the Canadian Federal Police, given that they're actually investigating it, I'm going to say that's a crime too, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. So there we have it. There's agreements coming to an end. There's an obvious fear of confrontation. Everybody sees each other as the bully in this setting. And there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of competition. There's people being rubbed the wrong way by other people. There's a lot of ego running the show here, which, is not good in any setting. So yeah, it does not look like we're getting an election. I may be wrong. And you know what? I'm going to add to that. When we read cards, it's the energy in the moment. And of course we have free will. Everybody has free will, and we can change the energy in another direction just by one decision. So if I read this in a week, that might say something totally different, or it may pull out the exact same cards. That's happened to me, where I pull cards for myself and I don't like them, so I put them back, and then the exact same cards come out again. I'm like, okay, I guess we're dealing with this. So we'll try again. We'll see what movement happens over the next month, and then we'll try this again and see if we're going to get an election. And the Eight of Wands, we are being blocked, my friends. We are being very much blocked by everything that's going on. There we go. There she is. Oh, aren't these cards just so lovely? And yes, my setup is different a little bit because it's Thanksgiving weekend here. And my table where I normally do this, my dining table, is set for Thanksgiving dinner. So that's why it looks a little bit different. There we go. There's our sweet eight. But definitely there's momentum, but also an energy of being trapped. And if we look at what's going on in the parliament, yeah, we're trapped. We're literally being held hostage by people not handing over documents. We don't know if the Bloc Québécois is going to call another vote of non-confidence because they're not getting what they want. Who knows? Everybody could just be talking nonsense and just making it up as they go along. We have no idea. And I think, many governments see the people as just little pawns that they can play with, and budgets as nothing to worry about. And yeah, rules for thee and rules for me. So there we have it. If you're new here, I thank you for joining me. I really look forward to getting to know you. If you are an old friend, thank you for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed this. My links are all in the description. I am a professional tarot reader, so you can book me for sessions anytime you like. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the like button, click the thumbs up, do it all, and leave a comment and tell me what you think, because this is a topic that is on everybody's minds these days. And I know we're all comparing notes and thinking about what's going to happen next, and getting ready to help our local favorite MPs. So there we have it. Have a magical day.